Welcome to Daytona, Florida, folks, for route number 8 of the Misfit Media Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series. We are going to be racing under the lights. We are in the final stages of the practice session on this 2.5 mile world famous super speedway here in Florida. It is 69 degrees Fahrenheit. We have a 50% relative humidity. We have an overcast sky and 7-mile-an-hour winds. That would be something the drivers will definitely feel a little bit. We have a track temperature of only 71 degrees Fahrenheit, which should make for pretty good conditions for the drivers. Not too slippery. And we thank Misfit Media and Wise Choice Contracting and Wise Guy iRacing Graphics for the information on the race. Let's move on quickly to the standings in the series, brought to you by the same sponsors here. On the top left of your screen, you see Tommy Ryan leading the pack with 404 points. He has 2 wins to his name. He's got a bunch of top 5 and top 10 finishes there, and he has led 184 laps, which makes him currently the leader in the DXP Frontman competition. The driver that leads the most laps at the end of the season will receive an award from the DXP organization. Tommy Ryan is leading that pack. As you can see, Roger Rios is in second. Guy Schneider, Jason Branch, Anthony Keys, Andrew Moore, they're all fairly close behind there. And it looks like the top 16 here, those are the guys that are currently qualifying for the playoffs. Avery Wilson with 158 laps in 15th position there. But he is in second when it comes to leading the most laps. On the bottom of your screen on the left there, you see the Sweet 16 drivers already locked in with 4 different race winners we've had so far. So we've had 8 races with 4 different winners so far. Tommy Ryan, Anthony Keys, Avery Wilson, Guy Schneider, and Roger Rios. Then on the top right of your screen, you see the team standings with 4X Racing still in the lead, but only by 1 point from Unacceptable Motorsports. Spydite Racing follows with 9 points behind them, and R&R Motorsports with the 8th position there is one of your race winners as far as teams is concerned, as well as 2X Racing also with 1 win there. Alright folks, that is your truck standings, which is the starting point for tonight's race. We are going to be doing a feature event of 80 laps, with the first stage ending at lap 25, the second stage ending at lap 50, and we are probably going to be doing a heat race because we have 39 entries for this race. And when there's more than 35, we do a heat race if they don't skip it, because last week we tried to skip that. The 35 first quickest drivers in qualifying will lock themselves into the feature right away, and then everybody below that will have to basically run that heat race for the determination of who gets to fill out the field. If we have less than 43 drivers, obviously, then everybody will make the field. So what else can we tell you, folks, as we are looking at some information on the practice session that is coming to a close here as we speak. We have a fuel capacity limitation of 70% on these cars. That will give us a fuel window of 22 to 24 green flag racing laps. We have 1 fast repair in the feature race at our disposal. Unlike on the shorter tracks, the organization has decided to give these guys 1 fast repair for the super speedway events. We have 2 green-white checkers if we need them, and we have 3 tire sets to play with. As you are watching Jeremy Rittenberg coming on track for his qualifying attempt, they have 3 tire sets to play with in the race, and this is a fixed setup race, folks, which means that the drivers are all basically driving the exact same car. You cannot change major things like suspensions, camber settings, and whatnot. The only thing they can work with is the brake bias, and they can alter the steering ratio, but that's pretty much it. Alright, we are awaiting first lap times on the qualifying laps here. Obviously, it's going to take them a little bit. They got to come around first time out of the pits. We have 2 new drivers, I believe, tonight, which is Nathan Nixon Let's see if we can find Nathan somewhere. Nathan Nixon, he is on track right now. He is driving this 33 car here from HMS Motorsports. And another one that I don't believe we've seen before is Sean Webb. Although now that I'm saying it, I'm starting to doubt myself. I don't see him right now. Let's see. Sean Webb is driving the 892 car, and I'm not 100% sure that we've seen Sean before, but just in case we didn't, we wish these guys welcome. We hope they stick around because this is a pretty cool series. The Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series on Friday nights has a very good organizing team in Scott Wise and his wife Lauren, so we appreciate all their hard work for sure. Louis Berkowitz is currently the quickest driver on the track, as you can see here, with a 51.07. Thorndike in second position in the number 13 car. Roger Rios moving up in third. David Dolliver in fourth. Let's see, we've got some bigger names coming up here already. Byron McDonald in the 35. We have Jason Branch in 10th. We've got a lot of times coming in here, folks. The 22nd driver currently is the 16 of Ryan Branshaw. Then Nathan Nixon is here in 22nd position. Pretty good lap time for his first outing. Guy Schneider has taken over that front position there with the 27 car. Guy driving a new paint job, not the Gulf livery we normally see him in, but one that connects him to the Schneider Oil Lubes website, sponsor of the Lucky Dogs. Let's see, Jason Branch coming up into the top 10 there with a 51.888. I'm sorry, 831. Starting to repeat myself here. Chris Scala is in 9th position in the number 15. We have Roger Rios in 17th. Did not get to improve on his lap time there. J.D. Crow is in 3rd position in the number 12 machine. Just being, and everybody being pushed down one position there by Tommy Ryan. Tommy Ryan in the number 6 car, a well-known man here at the front of the pack here. He is leading the championship. He has led the most laps so far this racing season. So it comes to no surprise that he is putting the 6th there ahead of everybody else. It looks like the qualifying is coming to a close here. And let me see if we can still find anybody on track. There is Randy Perdue that has just ended his efforts in 6th position there. Brian Rainville also coming to a halt there in 13th. Time is taken away. Scott Wise has had an issue, I believe, but he is in 21st position, so he's locked in as well. Donald Stewart is in 26th, and Mike Perry, if we can still find these guys, they're all coming down and being done so far. Sean Webb, and that is pretty much all your everybody has set a time here tonight. Andrew Mraz in the 39th position. That is a little bit unusual. We are going to do that heat, it looks like. Let's bring you the grid, and it means that Tommy Ryan, folks, has locked himself into the pole position, and Tommy Ryan is the man getting the Cup Blue Pole Award here tonight. So he is definitely ready for the race here. Let's go and find your grid. There you have it, and I don't see anybody on track at this point. Yes, there they are. They're coming out. Don Bellerby, Ron Branshaw, Caden Henry Oaks, and Andrew Mraz will have to run the heat race, 10-lap heat race, no yellows. They will run that heat race to determine the order in which they would get to fill out the field there. It doesn't really matter much. It's just for bragging rights, but at least they'll have a little bit of fun here. And then after this heat race, we'll have a short warm-up before we get into the feature tonight. All right, folks, we have a lot of people we need to acknowledge. First and foremost, Misfit Media. They sponsor the entire league, and Misfit Media is also represented in one of the teams. They do graphics, and I believe they also do some broadcasting, so check those guys out. We also want to acknowledge Wise Choice Contracting, the guys that do your windows and doors and replacements of such in the St. Louis area on both sides of the state line. We also want to acknowledge Wise Guy Graphics, iRacing Graphics, I'm sorry. That is one of the painters for the race cars. If you need to look pretty, give Wise Guys iRacing Graphics a shout out on Facebook or on the Blown Piston Racing League website. You can find them as well. They can help you make yourself look pretty. If you can't be in first place, you can always be the prettiest driver out there. And of course, we have a whole bunch of other sponsors during the race. We will bring them to your attention when the occasion arises. We have DXP for the Frontman, SFI for the Lucky Dog, Superior Templating for the Caution Periods, and we have the R&R Enterprises Hard Charger Award. We will keep you up to date with all of that. Looks like Ryan Branshaw has taken the lead here. These guys get to practice their nose-to-tail bump drafting a little bit, which will be very, very important on this track during the feature race. Obviously, we're going to be looking at some large pack racing for sure here tonight, even though the streamline of the trucks isn't as great as the Xfinity cars or the Cup cars. It's still very important to find yourself a buddy and to hang with these guys. The distance you see between Bellerby and Caden Henry Oaks there in third is actually a distance that is still possible to overcome if you stay smooth and in a straight line behind that other car. You can still catch up with him on the draft there. And then the two cars working together there, Brian Branshaw and Bellerby giving us a prime example here of what bump drafting is all about, and Caden Henry Oaks and Andrew Mraz doing the same thing there in third and fourth position. Very important, because working together that way speeds up both cars to around 180 miles an hour. The car in front obviously takes the wind away from the car in the rear, and the car in the rear takes the drag away from the car in front. So despite the fact that you don't necessarily have to touch each other, you can still make both cars go faster. As opposed to running on your own, you'll be running about 10 miles an hour slower when you're on your own, so this is extremely important. Caden Henry Oaks and Andrew Mraz have taken their cars to pit lane. It might be possible that the race director is trying to advance the session. We've tried that the last time. I don't believe it really worked, but either way, it doesn't really matter. Caden Henry Oaks and Andrew Mraz are, in fact, locked into the race anyway. 43 spots are up for grabs, and we have 39 drivers, these last 4 of which were forced to run this heat race to determine their starting positions. The first 35, as said, folks, they are locked into the race. So for Don Bellerby and Ryan Branshaw, this is basically just a practice exercise, bragging rights maybe, but that's about it. Looks like they've swapped positions, and Don Bellerby is in front right now, and you can see a very good example here of how it works. We can show you the dashboard to see the speed on the backstretch there, 181, 82 miles an hour. They will scrub away a little bit of speed in the turns, but not that much. It's probably just a few miles an hour that they lose here. But once again, folks, if you are running together this way, and as you can see, they're not exactly touching each other. They're trying not to. They could on the backstretch, but most drivers would like to avoid touching there, because if you have a little bit of a sideways wiggle, you can upset the car in front of you that way and cause one of those big ones. And that's something we obviously don't really want to see all that much. But as said, folks, the car in the rear takes away the vacuum that the car would normally have on his own, the front car, that is, and he fills up that vacuum with his car, so it takes away the drag from the front car, and obviously the front car takes away the wind off of the second car. Now, one thing they do need to be a little bit careful about, depending on the outside temperature, and it's not really that hot, but running in the second spot there could actually overheat your engine if you don't ever get to the side to put some wind on that front end, and that's what you see Ryan Branshaw do there for a little bit. He comes off that rear bumper from Bellerby just a little bit to get some air on the radiator, and that's the only way to avoid overheating that engine. And all these things, folks, are taken into account here in this simulation. It is definitely very detailed, and iRacing is putting an enormous amount of effort in trying to make this as realistic as possible. As you saw maybe before we got started on this broadcast, folks, there is a brand new big track out, the iRacing Super Speedway, a 3-mile track, the Coca-Cola Super Speedway, and go and try it out. That is going to be fast and furious. It's a 3-mile long oval, not D-shaped but paperclip shaped, so that'll make for some very, very fast and furious racing in NASCAR style automobiles. Also back out, for those of you who are more into the open wheel stuff, there is a brand new car out, the Dallara IR01, more like a Formula One style machine. It is a car that Dallara and iRacing have developed together, and if you're into open wheel racing, you really want to check that thing out. It is very, very fast, but it's also very much fun to drive. And also, of course, the dirt lovers amongst you have some new content. The big block dirt cars are out. Personally, I'm not that much into dirt, and I don't like the looks of those things, but I'm very sure that they're a blast to drive on the dirt, high-powered machines, so go check out that new content, folks. Alright, we're closing in on the end of this heat race already. We're going to be going into lap number 9, 2 laps to go. Bellerby and Branshaw are finishing up this race. Caden Henry Oaks and Andrew Mraz have brought it home to pit road. They get third and fourth position here anyway. It doesn't really matter. So Bellerby and Branshaw will at least have some good practice in here, working together. And if your practice time would have been limited before the race, that would be something you could do just to catch up a little bit. As said, folks, it's a fixed setup race. That means that the cars are all identical, and the organizers have tuned down the fuel capacity to 70%. We're expecting to do 22 to 24 laps on fuel when we're talking about green flag racing. So that means that the drivers will definitely not make the first stage without making a fuel stop. There we have the final lap getting shown here with the white flag. The first stage ends at the end of lap number 25, which means that the drivers will most certainly have to make a fuel stop. And if we have an early caution, I'm fairly sure we'll see a lot of drivers do that right away. Second stage will end at the end of lap 50, and then we'll have 30 more laps to complete the race. 80 laps in total here tonight in Daytona. Bellerby is bringing it around for the final time there with Ryan Branshaw in his draft. The number 44 and 16 car. There they come into the tri-oval. Side by side, and that's actually Ryan Branshaw taking that checkered flag at the last minute, slingshotting by the 44 car there. That's how you do that. Good practice for the feature race there, folks. And again, as said, we're going to go do a short warm-up session here that gives the other drivers a chance to get into the mindset of things. Obviously, the warm-up is not that irrelevant for the cars, but more for the drivers themselves, and gives them a chance to get a good feel again for the track before they go racing. As said, folks, we have Tommy Ryan on pole position for the feature race. If I can find him. I don't believe he's coming out yet. Avery Wilson in the number 1 car there, in the red livery that he started running that last time, I believe. Guy Schneider in the 27 car. Schneider in 3rd position in the standings at this point. And Scott Wise in the number 31. Also showing a new livery tonight, I believe. Mike Perry, the number 2 car, in the DXF livery, also coming down pit road. Alright, folks, as said, we have Tommy Ryan taking that Cop Blue Pole Award here this evening. So, good job for Tommy Ryan. Can't find him on the track right now. He's not out there. But anyway, he has clinched that Cop Blue Pole Award several times already this season, and once again doing that tonight. Alright, the warm-up has concluded. We are getting ready to go into the race, the feature race. Drivers will be lining up there on pit road, and we'll give you the rundown here real quickly of the grid, as we want to see some cars there in the background. All right, your Cop Blue Pole Award winner is Tommy Ryan. Alongside him will be Guy Schneider in the number 27 car. Then it's going to be Andrew Moore and J.D. Crow on the 2nd row. The 3rd row is for Berkowitz and Purdue. The 4th row for Beverly and Barry. 5th row for Dolliver and Thorndike. 6th row Branch and Scala. Then we're going to see Brian Rainville and Capilupo on the 7th row. Ryan Nicoletta and Jeff Ryan on the 8th row. The 9th row for Marshall Stanley, Jeff Figlin. The 10th row for Nicholas and Roger Rios Matthias. We'll call him Rios because that's what he prefers. Scott Wise and Justin Gann are on the 11th row. 12th row for McCullough and McDonald. The 13th row for Kratke and Stewart. The 14th row for Miller and Wilson. The 15th row for Handley and Perry. Then it's Schutte and Rittenberg on the 16th row. The 17th row for Webb and Nixon, both newcomers, I believe. And then the final row is for Casey Duncan and Ryan Brancho. I'm sorry, that's not the final row. Then we have Bellerby and Caden Henry Oaks. And the final position for Andrew Mraz, 39th. They all have taken their qualifying efforts and laps, so that means that everybody in the field is eligible for the Hard Charger Award. And that might be something that we want to keep an eye on Mraz for. It looks like Marshall Stanley is in pit road there in the 848. Not sure what is the deal with him. Let's focus on the start. We're going to be coming up here into the tri-oval here shortly. The truck will move to pit road, and we only have one warm-up lap here. And we have Tommy Ryan and Guy Schneider on the front row there. Moore and J.D. Crow on the 2nd. So Schneider and Moore, teammates in the Gulf team, close together here and very strongly present in the top of the field.
Green flag,
The green flag is out. The call has been made on the radio. The Misfit Media Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series at Daytona, Florida is on its way. And it looks like it's Guy Schneider nosing ahead. Now it's Tommy Ryan nosing ahead of Schneider again, side by side going through the field, folks. We're going to be seeing a lot of this big pack racing here tonight. And I am not really sure whether Stanley has taken the start. Yes, he has. He is on the track. It looks like Tommy Ryan and J.D. Crow have pulled ahead there of Andrew Moore, and it looks like Guy Schneider is slotting in 4th position here. Single file for the first 8 or 9 cars there. J.D. Crow pulling out, and that is always a little tricky. You're going to have a buddy. If you stay out there on the high side on your own, you can see J.D. Crow already dropping back a little bit. He needs somebody behind him to keep him going, or somebody in front to pull him along. And as long as that doesn't hurt, you're not going to be doing anything on that higher side by yourself. So J.D. Crow has just discovered that. He is back in 5th position, now having a buddy and trying to work his way up through the field again, or to the front, I should say. And he's got the number 3 of Jeff Ryan behind him. Tommy Ryan in 3rd position there in the number 6 car. Andrew Moore and his teammate Guy Schneider are leading the pack here. 2 lines of cars. This is what we're going to be looking at for quite a bit tonight. 2 lines of cars, big groups of trucks making their way around the speedway. In the back there, we can see, let me see, there's a blue car there somewhere. There's a second group here. Let's see, there's some cars in the middle that are kind of splitting the field apart, so that is already very early happening, and only 3 laps in, the field is already splitting up there a little bit. We've had a good start here. It looks like everybody is pretty disciplined on these opening laps here, not trying too many crazy things, and that's the way we like to see it. There is absolutely no point in trying to race crazy for position. We'll see it heat up a little bit there right before the first stage ends. Looks like J.D. Crow has worked his way forward once again. He is on the higher side there, being helped by Jeff Ryan in the number 3 car. Andrew Moore and Guy Schneider on the bottom there doing the same thing. Tommy Ryan is in the 6th position. Watch out for that number 6, folks. Tommy Ryan is always present by the time we get to the end of the stages. He has won a lot of these stages already. Schneider and Moore now pushing ahead again. J.D. Crow in the top line. And there you have him from the air, folks. A huge field, like we're used to here in the Blown Piston Racing League. As you can see there, if we go through the field there a little bit, you can tell that the field is still pretty close together, stretching out a little bit. There we have Ryan Branshaw, that's kind of lost contact there in 31st position, and then we have Brian Rainville leading another group there further down the field, 33rd position. These guys are also working together here, and as long as they keep working together, they should be good. And then it's Marshall's Stanley that started from the pit lane, and he is by himself. So that gives you a little bit of an idea of what it looks like here on the Daytona Super Speedway. Lap number 6 of 80, and it's still Moore and Crow that are inching alongside each other there, taking the lead one by one. Currently, it's Andrew Moore there in that 77 machine, being pushed by his buddy, Guy Schneider. Let's take a look in the car of Tommy Ryan here. Now, it may look to you like they're moving about quite a bit, but that's just the result of the air turbulence and the bumps on the track, folks. That is quite normal. If we pick up the dashboard here, we can see that we're actually doing pretty well on speed on fresh tires. Over 180 miles an hour here. And you were riding along there with Tommy Ryan, currently in the 5th position, 3rd on that inside line there in the black and yellow number 6 machine. On top there, we also see Jeff Figlin, who has already made up 12 positions. Jeff Ryan having made up 11 and now 12 as he moves up a little bit. Let's see, we have Roger Rios also having made up 11 positions. 14 positions in the plus for Avery Wilson. Andrew Mraz in 2nd position, 22nd position in the 028 car. He has made up 17 positions. So that makes Andrew Mraz currently, this early in the race, our hardest charger. Very good start to the race here. All the guys staying relatively calm and just doing their bit. As said, we'll probably see things warm up a little bit come lap 18, 19, 20, that area. But right now it looks like everybody is just pretty happy where they're at. And it's actually J.D. Crowell that now slots in front of Andrew Moore. That gives him the inside line, which is obviously the preferred line here. It's shorter in distance, and it doesn't make that much difference in any other regard. It forces your opponent to have to take the long way around, which is not impossible if he has help, but if you're side by side, only the two of you, or 1 and 2, just 2 cars, then obviously the higher side would mean more distance and therefore a little bit tougher to accomplish. So J.D. Crowell making a smart move there, putting himself in front of the 77 on the inside line. And now we see Jeff Ryan moving up with the help of the 98 of Figlin. And I believe it's Jordan Berry that's behind Figlin there in the number 51 car. Yes. No, it's... Yeah, no, I saw that correctly. And then it's Roger Rios behind him in the number 5 car. The number 30 of Justin Gahn. That is the bright-colored Google livery there. Then we have Berkowitz in 11th position. Ooh, we have... one very slow Marshall Stanley getting out of the way of the lead group here, using the apron. That is very, very good sportsmanship, and all the drivers appreciate that. And there you have them, folks, still going at it side by side. Let's widen that angle a little bit here. Big field coming at you. Looking to me like Crow has got stuff fairly in check with Jeff Ryan on his high side now. Ooh, it looked like Avery Wilson was moving offline there a little bit. And isn't that a beautiful sight? Andrew Moore now pushing ahead of that outside line, the number 3 of Jeff Ryan. So that tells you kind of that that inside line is just simply a little bit quicker, mainly just because of the distance. Oh no! We have a major issue there with Don Bellerby and Scott Wise involved. Let's bring that back to you, folks. Ooh, it looks like there's a little bit of a slowdown there, and Scott Wise, unaware of the car in front of him slowing down fairly quickly there, having to take evasive action, still tapping that other car, and then pulling to the left, and he's brought Bellerby along with him there in that incident. And I believe there was another car involved there as well. That looks like Bellerby, actually. Look at that one more time. He touches that Google car. The Google car keeps it in a straight line, and then he also gets a tap in the back from the driver behind him. So very unfortunate there for Scott Wise. And folks, we have not gone yellow because nobody was obstructing the race line. So that makes it even tougher for Scott Wise, because it means it's going to be harder for him to catch up. All the other cars are still going at 185 miles an hour. It looks like Tommy Ryan has started to push up a little bit. He is now on the outside line, running in second position right next to J.D. Crow. Rios on that outside line. Let's see if we can find out what happened to Scott Wise. Scott has dropped back significantly. Obviously, he's got a pretty bent up back end. He is in 37th position, and he is going to be struggling to catch up with these guys. He really needs a yellow. Tommy Ryan has picked up the pace, it looks like. He is up ahead. Casey Duncan actually running the fastest lap of the race at this point in that number 17 Dunkin' Donuts machine. He is at the tail end of this lead group, and I believe that is Andrew Mraz right behind him in the 028. Crow still pushing in the inside line there with Andrew Moore behind him. Tommy Ryan has got Jeff Ryan behind him. Guess who's helping who there? And then Figlin is behind them. And it looks like we have what looks to me 10 cars. No, it's more than that. 19 cars in this lead. Coming up on another back marker. That looks like Bellerby. That's going to get a lap down. He is going to be on that outside line. There you see him. He's not fast enough to get in there. Obviously, he would hope to be able to. Maybe now he can try. He actually doesn't. And that is good sportsmanship. He's not trying to interfere or gain from anything here. And there you see Crow still pulling ahead there in first position. Tommy Ryan on that higher side. Lap number 17, folks. And as said, if our information on the fuel window is correct, that means that we're not going to be making it to the end of the first stage. So I'm expecting some drivers to start thinking about making that pit stop real quick. Obviously, they would prefer to wait for a yellow, but we may not see that yellow. And green flag pit stop is going to probably mix up the stuff a little bit there. Figlin is dropping off a little bit there on that outside line. Tommy and Jeff Ryan working well together there, but they're basically it's only the two of them that are trying to keep up with leader J.D. Crow. I should say Crow. I don't know why I keep saying Crow. Crow and Moore and Schneider on that inside line. And it looks like Figlin is pushing back up again. Roger Rios is right behind him in that gray and red car. The Dunkin' Donuts machine still at the tail end there with Andrew Mraz. there you have him. It looks like they're struggling a little bit. The 202 of Jason Nicholas has a little bit of damage. There they come. And there you see the second group in the distance being led by Matt Miller. Let's take a quick look there. That's only 5 or 6 cars there. 6 cars. Miller, Rittenberg, Schutte, Caden Henry Oaks, Jason Branch, and Ryan Nicoletta. Tommy Ryan is pushing ahead once again. And a car on the bottom there, that is Bellerby. And on that inside line, it looks like Crow is actually pushing ahead again. So he's made the right move to come to that inside line at the right time, and he's not giving up that position anytime soon. Lap number 20, folks, so for some of them, fuel is going to become tight. And there you have it. Your answer is right here. Gone. Stewart, Mraz, Duncan coming down pit road. Everybody trying to slow that machine down before they get to the yellow cones and avoid getting a speeding penalty. Jason Branch also coming in from that second group. There's a whole bunch of drivers there. Caden Henry Oaks already in there. Schutte. Donald Stewart already, is he, hold on, it's Duncan already on his way out. Stewart now coming out. And Caden Henry Oaks getting ready to come out as well. Just there's Dustin Gahn. It looks like they are fairly close together coming off of pit road there. Lap number 21. And there you see the next batch of drivers coming in. Matthias, Roger Rios Matthias, Figlin, Berkowitz. Oh, Berkowitz gets it all wrong there on the braking. Luckily, he is able to move on without taking a tow. That would be even more costly. We see Mike Perry. We see the number 4 of Anthony Handley sideways in his pits. He's going to have to most likely correct that. Yep, it's going to go back and forth under green flag racing. That is very, very costly. Miller in the pits as well. Let's see, Randy Perdue and Figlin, and they're all coming back out. Figlin is beating them out. It's Roger Rios in the second spot there, coming off pit road there. Berkowitz is coming out. And there you see Casey Duncan. Then we see one of the leaders coming in, J.D. Crow. And it looks like Jeff Ryan is still out there on track. Lap number 23. So it's close on fuel, and those drivers that have been able to save fuel in that pack will be the lucky ones. Oh boy, it looks like we're dropping off. There we are. There we are again. I apologize for that. There's absolutely not much I can do about it. We get these hiccups in the connection every once in a while. We see Schneider, Tommy Ryan, Avery Wilson, Andrew Moore, Dwight Beverly, and Jeff Ryan all coming down pit road. Big chunk of cars again on pit road here. The first one out there that already has pitted is Justin Gahn. So the question is going to be where they are on the track. We can bring that track map up for you. Justin Gahn coming through the 4th turn there, so it looks like the 6 is already on his way out. He's going to have to get up to speed really fast here. It looks like Avery Wilson has beat him out. Justin Gahn starting to come closer here. They're not up to speed yet. It looks like Justin Gahn is going to take the lead. Yes, indeed. Those guys that pitted earlier are up to speed already, and it looked like they have saved a little time with that. So the early bird gets the worm. It is Justin Gahn and Andrew Mraz, who were in fact at the tail end. Mraz was at the tail end of that leading group. Now he's in second place just because of pit stop. He may have actually not taken tires, but only fuel, or maybe just 2 tires. I don't know. But that is a very significant mix-up of things here. Justin Gahn has less than a lap to go to pick up that stage win here. Does Mraz have anything for him? And it looks like Tommy. No, that's not Tommy. That is actually Scott Wise. He's not in there for position, but he is helping Figlin. And the 028 is pushing to 30. And it looks like it's going to be Justin Gahn picking up that first stage. Justin Gahn picks up a stage win. Andrew Mraz in second, Figlin in third, and Roger Rios in fourth. Casey Duncan rounds out that top 5. We have, let me see here. We have some back markers in there. The 35 car. That is Byron McDonald is in there. A very fancy colored car, actually. I don't believe I've seen that paint scheme before. It's rather cool. All right, so let's see what happened to the guys that pitted late. They are in the tail end of this group. Tommy Ryan is actually at the tail end there with Avery Wilson. J.D. Crow is leading the next group. And they're about 7 seconds behind the lead group. So that is quite a mix-up of events there. And I do believe that there's been several drivers that actually either did not take tires at all, or they just took 2, and they gained track position that way. Dwight Beverly is behind the number 12 there in the 01, and it's actually Mike Perry there in the 12th position. So if we take a look at the hard charger situation, it is Andrew Mraz in the lead right now, and he is up 38 positions. So he is at this point our R&R hard charger, Andrew Mraz. Scala there on the high side. Oh, there it goes all wrong. Oh boy. Matthias is involved, Casey Duncan, and we are absolutely going yellow this time. Let's take another look at that from a different angle, folks. There's a little bit of bumping and shoving going on there. It looks like the 98 and the 15 touch, and then they can't keep it going in the correct direction, and they are taking each other with them. The 5, the 17, and the 15. That brings out our first caution of the day, lap number 29. I would not be surprised if I see people going in for fuel, because that would take them to the second stage in lap 50. At this point, they're trying to catch up to the pace car, I suppose. And there you can see how stretched out the field is on the map there. The 028 is Andrew Mraz. Oh, guys, watch out, watch out, watch out. A lot of drivers here not paying attention to slowing down behind the truck here. The 54 almost running into the back there of the Google car. That would not be good. So lap number 13, folks. Alert 30. I'm sorry, of 80. We are. If they would pit now, they would be good to make it to the end of the second stage. So my guess is we'll see some people on pit road. There you have it. The lapped cars are staying out. Pretty much everybody is coming in. And Mraz is already on his way out. The 892 could be the one that is waved around as your lucky dog. Let me see there. Yes, it looks like that is your lucky dog. Sean Webb. And then he brings it down pit road. And it looks, folks, like Kenny McCullough is still out there. He stayed out. He pitted last on 22. So we have 3 drivers there, McCullough, Rainville, and Stewart, that are still out there. And they are obviously occupying the first 3 positions. And folks, we want to acknowledge Superior Templating LLC for their support in this race. They sponsor the caution periods here. We appreciate their support. And there you see the cars that were between the pace car and the leader are being sent around. And it does look like Kenny McCullough is staying out together with Brian Rainville. I believe one other car went in, and that may have been Donald Stewart. So with the first 2 cars there are have not pitted on this second round of pit stops. That means that they would have to make 27 laps, 28 laps on that fuel tank, and I would think that's a bit of a stretch. We would need a lot of cautions for that. But I could be wrong. My information is not always 100% correct. So the drivers that are choosing track position at this point could be the ones that are smarter than the most of us. Andrew Mraz is in 3rd, and everybody down from him has pitted. Pace cars in.
Green flag, green
the
flag.
call is out. We are back racing, going into lap number 33 here. Kenny McCullough takes the lead with Brian Rainville alongside him in the 60 car, and Brian is actually pulling ahead in front of him. Bringing along Justin Gahn on that higher side. and McCullough on the inside. Justin Gahn picks up, the lead on the outside there with Crow on his rear bumper there. Guy Schneider behind Crow. There's Mraz in the 028. On that bottom line, the 60 and the 03 are pulling ahead again. Coming into the tri-oval. Oh, Mraz gets hurt. He gets tapped around. Oh my goodness. And it's a pretty big mess behind there. Let's bring back what happened here, folks. From the top down, Andrew Mraz is a third car on the inside line. And for some reason, he slows dramatically there. There could be something wrong with his hardware at home. Maybe a throttle that is not working all of a sudden, or a steering wheel, or a monitor going black, or whatnot. That looks like something outside of his own influence is going wrong there, and that is very, very, very unfortunate. A lot of other cars involved in that. Let's see if we can bring that back here. Ooh, Branch with a smoking engine there. That is Marshall Stanley going slow. Nicholas is on pit road. There he is. See if we can bring some back here. The 4 is involved. That is Anthony Handley. Let's see if we can find out a little bit more here. Up ahead is where Mraz gets in trouble, and then it's just basically a harmonica there. That's what you would call the big one, and if we are looking up ahead here, there's a lot of drivers on pit road. Brian Rainville, Handley, Perdue, Beverly, Copolupo, Jeff Ryan, Jeff Figlin, Miller, Brian McDonald, Kratke, Wilson. A lot of guys have had to take it to the pit road here to get it all sorted out. Hopefully they still have their fast repairs. There comes Andrew Mraz bringing it back out. Very, very unfortunate there. I'm not really sure what happened to him, but it looked to me like there was a sudden failure on his hardware there. Well, that puts Justin Gahn in the front position there. It looks like, let me see, the 60 has pitted at this opportunity. So Rainville has pitted. Kenny McCullough has pitted. So they are now running 7th and 9th. So that means that they're up to speed as far as the fuel situation is concerned. We see Rainville going back into the pits again. Nope. He was faking it. Figlin and Copolupo. Andrew Mraz back in that 028. I'm sure he needs to have some damage fixed up there. Car doesn't look all that bad, but that issue that he had may not exactly be over. Kind of looks to me like he took a faster pair earlier, but I'm not 100% sure. And there, he was blinking out of the picture too, so I hope he has got all the stuff figured out there. It looks like we're lining them back up again. The lights on the truck are out. The field is catching up. Going into lap number 38, it looks like we're going to get the green flag and get this show back on the road. Drivers are trying to find their positions. Looks like there's a few corrections being made. And let's go and find out here, folks. Scott Wise, he is still running. He's a lap behind in 29th. And I know I totally missed who the lucky dog was.
Green, green, green.
We're getting ready to go here, folks. Justin Gahn is on the gas. Guy Snyder on his outside. Roger Rios on the inside. And then we see the 26 of Rittenberg there in 4th position. Ryan Nicoletta in that green car is has moved up quite a bit there. Rittenberg is 28 positions up from his start. That should currently make him the hard charger. Jeremy Rittenberg in the 26. Currently your R&R Enterprises hard charger. He's running in the 2nd position on the outside line there in that 26 car. That is Jeremy Rittenberg. And let's find Andrew Mraz. Andrew Mraz, unfortunately, has left the race. So that is really unfortunate for him. Ooh. Schneider is picking up the lead here and comes down to the bottom line in front of Justin Gahn. That looked closer than it really was, probably. Gahn now taken to the outside. Roger Rios on the inside behind Schneider. Ooh, there's a little bit of wiggling going on there in that turbulent air. They've been maintaining some side margins there on the side of their cars pretty good. Second group in the back there. Field split up once again. McCullough and Rainville, after their pit stop, are making their personal best lap times at this point. Kenny McCullough in 10th position. Brian Rainville mid-pack there in the 60. In the 12th position. It looks like we have oops. Jeff Ryan, Byron McDonald at the tail end here. Oops. We have a back marker that is Branshaw. Byron McDonald in the tail end in 20th position, so this lead group is 20 cars strong. Then Figlin is leading that second group there. The 15 is a lap down. Schneider has the lead again. And Roger Rios is right behind him there. Gahn and Rittenberg still on that outside with Moore with them there. Moore drops off a car length or so. Tail end of this lead group is struggling a little bit. It's stretching out somewhat. Ooh, Branshaw going off track there for a moment. Lap number 42. And Guy Snyder is in a good position here. Ooh, Roger going wide there and picks up that outside line. Looks like he had a bit of a slingshot there because he is moving ahead of the 27, and it looks like Justin Gahn is pushing. Roger Matthias now picking up the lead. The bottom line coming back in the turn here. Yeah, they can pull away on the straight there, but the inside line brings them back up front there when they get to the turns. It looks like Ryan Nicoletta in that green car is right behind Guy Snyder. This is all looking very solid, folks. Very good, good racing so far. Snyder picks the lead up again, going on to the backstretch here. Actually, it's Matthias doing that. That's how quick it goes. Kenny McCullough moving up in 6th position there. He is running in the 03 car there on the bottom line. Yeah, he looks fairly strong there. He's got Rainville behind him in the 60. And Snyder now 1 and 2 clear from the outside line. Justin Gahn and Rittenberg in the outside line trying to catch up again. Let's ride along with Justin Gahn for a moment here on that outside line. Doesn't look that hard when you look at that way, but I can assure you that this is absolutely not easy, folks. Every slightest little movement in the car and then your steering wheel can be a major problem at these speeds. Over 180 miles an hour, and you got to keep this thing in a perfect straight line. Once again, McCullough and Rainfield getting their best lap times, personal bests. It tells me that they're doing really well here in this lead group. And after their moves on the first pit stops, they have really advanced themselves. Lap 47, we're closing in on the second stage win here. And it kind of looks to me like they are all getting a little bit more aggressive at this point. And you can can just see the little movements. Gahn and Rittenberg working very well together there. Back marker in front of them. And Roger pushing ahead once again in that turn. Back marker going to the high side. That is actually Miraz. He's back in. That means his technical issue has been resolved. Oh!
Caution, yellow flag.
You can just see it coming. Just a little bit of a touch there by Matthias. Let's bring that back for you. Just washing up a little bit here. Watch him up there. Yep, and then a touch coming down to the 27, and the guys behind him. It is actually Moore that is the biggest loser. It looks like. Let me see if I can catch that. Andrew Moore. A little bit further back. Watch the front of the field. Matthias is going to wash up into the Google car. There it happens. He comes down, takes... It's actually a separate incident that takes out Moore. Let's bring that back one more time. It's a separate incident. Watch the orange car. Well, it's actually because they're trying to slow down for what's happening in front of him, and that's where Moore gets caught in the back. Bah, too bad. We were having a good thing going here. We're actually on lap 50 right now, so that means that we're under yellow and that Justin Gahn is going to pick up that stage win under yellow. Field is catching up with him. Try to see if we can find the lucky dog. That should be going around here when they cross the line. Ryan Nicoletta has already been on pit road. That is the 59 car that you see coming onto the map there again. And we see a lot of guys going down pit road. Schneider, Rittenberg, Perdue, Nicholas. Looks like Justin is staying out there. To me, that is a little bit surprising. Yeah, whoa, no, of course not. He had to go across the line to pick up that stage win. So Matthias, Branch, Moore, and Figlin are smart to stay out there for that stage win. There you have your lucky dog driver. That is Ryan Branshaw. So the SFI Lucky Dog Award goes to Ryan Branshaw in the number 16 car, and that brings him back onto the lead lap. And the fact that everybody else in the main group, in the lead group there, went in. Ooh, Avery Wilson. Avery Wilson smoking like a chimney. What happened to Avery? Well, he kept it out there to pick up the stage points, obviously. And so did Andrew Moore. He's got some pretty bad damage on that car. That's going to hurt him. Sure, those guys will all be coming down pit road here when they come around. Justin Gahn picking up some good points there for the Frontman Award as he's let some laps here. Wilson smoking like a chimney, getting ready to go down to pit road here. And I'm a little surprised that Gahn and Rios are not doing that. We're already on lap 51. They pitted last on 30. What's the point? I'm sure they have their reasons, but I don't see them right now. Tommy Ryan is on pit road. Avery Wilson, well, he must have had a faster pair because he's back out and he's super clean and pretty quick too. Kenny McCullough, Bellerby, Ryan Nicoletta was in the pits earlier. Jeff Ryan coming out. Dwight Beverly coming out. And Justin Gahn is your leader. Pitted last on lap 30, which is 23 laps ago. And I cannot understand why he didn't come into pit. Capolupo pitted last on lap 36, so he's also due for a pit stop quite quickly. Truck is coming in.
Green flag, green
There
flag.
we go, folks. We're ready to go back to racing again. Avery Wilson has to come back into the pits. Something's wrong with that car. Justin Gahn takes the lead in front of Dominic Capolupo on the outside in that 11 machine. Jason Branch in the 22. Pitted last on lap 35. These guys are going to have to be in fairly soon. Guy Schneider into 27 is the first of the drivers that have just pitted, so he'll be good for quite some time. And the only reason I can think of these guys not pitting is that they're calculating it back from the finish. If you want to make it to lap 80, you're going to have to be in the pit right around lap 60 or just before. And it'll be interesting to see if Gahn can actually make that. Because that would mean almost 30 laps on a tank of fuel, and I just don't see it happening. Capolupo in the lead now with Guy Schneider behind him. Kind of tells you that these guys are banking on yellows. Of course you want the yellows. You don't want to be the yellow, but you want the yellows. See if we can find out about Avery Wilson. He is back running again. He's been on pit road. The 028 there of Miraz is going fairly slow here. We know that car was damaged pretty bad. Andrew is just hanging in there trying to finish the race, but he's not having all that much fun right now. Capolupo still in the lead. Purdue on his outside in the 29 car, the black car up top there. Behind Purdue, we have the 202 of Jason Nicholas, the blue car. Then we have the 78 of Matt Miller, the blue and white car, the light blue and white car on the outside line. And on the inside line behind Capolupo, we have Guy Schneider in that black and red 27, and then Jason Gahn on the inside there with the big G on the hood. Jason Branch in 9th there in the 22. Ryan Nicoletta still in this group there in that green car, the number 16 of Ryan Branshaw. Remember, he was the lucky dog, and he's now running in the lead group there in 14th position. Tommy Ryan in the tail end of that group. Tommy is not where we see him a lot, and that's in the front. He is maybe playing a bit of a waiting game. But I will say we're having a strong field here tonight. Not many incidents at all. Andrew Moore taking it to pit road. I doubt he still has that fast repair. Scott Wise is on pit road. Yep, he is using his fast repair. Alright, good for him. And look at that. We see Randy Perdue and Dominique Capilupo inching away from the field here. Well, field's already catching up. That doesn't take that long. Nicholas on the high side there and Miller behind him. The lead group. Ay. Tons of people coming down pit road, and then a major mess back there. The 11 being turned around. It looks like entering the pit went wrong for several drivers. There you see the 17 being turned around, the 5 spinning around as a lot of drivers in front of him are going down to pits. Let's see if we can bring that back into the picture a little bit more clear. Casey Duncan did stay out. Alright folks, so watch for the 17 there on the bottom end behind Matthias. Matthias is going down, comes back up and changes his mind, which means the 17 has to check up and is being touched. Ay. And the best part is that we're not going yellow because the race line was not obstructed. Jeff Ryan also coming to the pits. It is Matt Miller and Jason Nicholas neck and neck here at the top of the field. And these guys are good for fuel for a while. On the top end there, slower car. Rittenberg on the outside. Ooh. Oh, the whole bunch has been stretched out a little bit. We see Mike Perry there on the outside in that dark car. We have somebody going down pit road. That looks like Matthias and Stanley. Stanley was the slow car there. Kratke in the 54 has been sitting there for a while, I believe. Mike Perry in that black and red number 2, the DXF car. He is brought himself way up. He's 27 spots in the plus there. Ooh. That looks like Jeff Ryan on the high side. Jeff has had his fair share of troubles. Matt Miller in the lead. It looks like we see Jason Branch going down pit road. Lap number 62. And these guys are all still going to have to make a pit stop, and the people that are pitting now, they should be good. So Jason Branch being one of them, they should be good. We've had some people in there on lap 58. They could make it.
The yellow flag is out.
Oh, we have another incident. Let's go and find out what is going on. Looks like Jordan Berry in trouble. Let's pull that up a little bit closer here and see what's happened. Oh, he gets touched from behind by Scala. Yep. I don't really see any need for something like that to happen. I'm sorry. I just really don't see any need for that to happen. We're racing three cars together there. You're drafting each other, and then there you go. I don't see any need for that to happen. But unfortunately, it did. So back under yellow here at Daytona with Matt Miller in front. All these guys, if they're smart, they're coming in. They're going to take care of the fuel situation. So if they take it to the finish, then they don't have to pit anymore. The first 14 drivers would need fuel right now. And that is exactly what it looks like. They're going to come down pit road. Miller, Rittenberg, Perry, the whole bunch. The first 14 drivers coming down pit road. That's exactly what's happening. That puts Jason Branch as the first car currently that has enough fuel to the end. And it looks like Jason Branch has picked that up really well. It looks, folks, like the number 13 is your lucky dog, and that is Jim Thorndike. The SFI lucky dog is Jim Thorndike. All right, let's take a look at the hardest charger situation. That would currently be Caden Henry Oaks in the 36 car. 36 spots up since the start. And he is, in fact, in second position behind Jason Branch. There's a bunch of back markers in between. Jason Branch, our leader. Thorndike and Webb on pit road. Jordan Berry on pit road. Thorndike leaving. And that looks like J.D. Crow coming down pit road there. In the 12th car, Ryan Branshaw coming in. Branch opting for the high side. That is not something we see them do here very often. Lights on the pace truck are out, so we are going to go back to racing. Going into lap number 66. That means 15 laps to go here at Daytona Motor Speedway, or the Daytona Super Speedway, I should say, here in Florida for round number 8 of the Misfit Media Blown Piston Racing League Truck Series. And we also want to acknowledge the sponsorships of Wise Choice Contracting, your window and door people in the St. Louis area, and Wise Guy iRacing Graphics, the painters of the most beautiful cars. And a little bit of sorting out going in the back there. Avery Wilson, there we go, folks. We are on the go once again. Caden Henry Oaks takes the lead. Tommy Ryan coming with him there in second position in the number 6 car, with Jason Branch kind of lonely on the outside. He's going to need a buddy, or he's going to fall off quite a bit here. Mike Perry is the first one that's also on the higher side in that number 2 car. Look at how far Jason Branch is dropping back already. 15 laps to go. Tommy Ryan is right back where we always see him, in the front. Caden Henry Oaks has the lead currently. It's Tommy Ryan to his outside there in the number 6. Randy Perdue in the 29, now in second. The 27 of Guy Schneider. And we have Nathan Nixon, our new driver, in the 33 car there. The blue, white, and red. There you have him. Doing a phenomenal job if he can keep this up. Oh. Is that Mike Perry? Sean Webb involved. And I believe that other car was Mike Perry, but I'm not 100% sure. May have been Chris Scala. Yep, Chris Scala turns around Sean Webb.
Caution, yellow flag.
Caution coming out. And at least Sean is still on the move here. We have a totally different incident here as well. Jeff Ryan. Ooh, it's up in the front. It's up in the front. Let's bring that back here. Yeah, there we go. Take a look at... Oh! Take a look here at the front. That is the 27 of Guy Schneider. If I can find him to show you that. There he is. I mean, I really just don't see the need for any of this to happen. Being turned around here, then it's more trouble behind them, starting with the 22 of Jason Branch there. Let's bring that back. Look again in the front there. It's the 27. Then behind there, this trouble starts because the 20... Oh, that's netcode. That's netcode. They didn't really touch each other there. That is netcode. Although the 29 went up fairly harsh, but they didn't really touch each other. That was pure netcode. Lap number 69, Jason Branch on pit road. Tommy Ryan finds himself in the lead. And he's coming into the pits. Ooh, it looks like he's been hit on the right front as well. Well, I can't really tell, to be honest with you. I don't know. I don't think so. He looks all right. The number 1 is going around. That looks like our lucky dog. That is Avery Wilson. He is your SFI lucky dog. Caden Henry Oaks, your current leader, is also still your hardest charger, 37 spots up. Kind of tells you that starting position doesn't mean all that much in a race like this. Beverly, McCullough, Webb, and Wilson on pit road. That looked like Figlin going around. Yep. Also ready for pit road. Purdue is in the first. No, he should be in the second position. Byron McDonald on pit road. J.D. Crow is there on pit road as well. I don't believe Jordan Berry's moved a lot lately. And folks, they're lining them up once again. I'm fairly sure they should be good for fuel, especially since we are under caution again. Looks like they're having a little trouble getting stuff sorted out back there. Caden Henry Oaks in the lead. Randy Perdue is going to be on his outside. Then it's going to be Rittenberg and Nathan Nixon, your newcomer, on the second row. And then Nicholas and Gond. Ten laps to go. Schneider is back in 11th position. At least he's still running. Not really out of contention here, I don't think.
Green, green, green.
There we go, folks. Caden is on it. Rittenberg in his draft. The 29 of Purdue on the outside. Little bit of a drop back there from the 202 of Nicholas. That allows Randy Perdue to take the inside line there. The 33 on the high side, he's got Tommy Ryan behind him. The 33 is our new driver, Nathan Nixon. Let's see if he can work together with Tommy Ryan there. Rittenberg going to the outside. Nathan Nixon closing in on him already. Caden Henry Oaks dropping off a little bit here. Rittenberg and Henry Oaks working together there, and a 33 and Tommy Ryan on the high side working together there. Ooh, Gahn is waving out a little bit there. Ah! That was Brancho touching the 202 of Nicholas. Nixon is blinking out there for a moment. Brancho comes down to the inside, gets behind the 19, picks up some speed. That's the number 16, the third car on the inside line there, Ryan Branshaw. We saw him take the lucky dog a while back, and he is in the lead pack here now, battling with these guys for the top positions. Casey Duncan in the 17 is up there as well, and Andrew Moore is back up there as well. Look at him picking up some speed. That is the orange car to the inside there. 3 wide now. Nixon caught out on the high side. Went 3 wide and shouldn't have. And look at him. He's got to slot back in behind these guys. He can't get in there. look at the loss that Nixon is taking there. 9th position now. Crow coming back up. It is Caden Henry Oaks that has the lead with Tommy Ryan on the high side. Tommy has got Justin Gahn behind him. Caden has got Jeremy Rittenberg behind him. Lap number 75. Five more laps to go, folks. Tommy Ryan pushes ahead. The black and yellow number 6. We've seen him there very often. And look how easy it is for the 19 to come back in the turn on that bottom line. Figlin on the apron there. 19 being pushed there by Jeremy Rittenberg. Tommy Ryan is coming ahead again. And he isn't clear yet. He can't come down to the bottom. And that allows the 19 to move on up again. That is Miraz on the apron there, still running. Ooh, Brancho in trouble there. And Tommy Ryan dropping back a little bit. Ooh, these guys are getting a little anxious here. Rittenberg coming up high, forcing Tommy Ryan to go 3 wide. And now Tommy ooh, he needs somebody behind him or he's going to luck out. There you have it. He's already dropping back. You can see the speed difference building up so fast. If you don't have your buddy, you're going to lose out. He was forced up the 3 wide there by Rittenberg. Now Rittenberg at his turn is being forced up there, and his fate is exactly the same. Slower cars on the apron here. Caden Henry Oaks is hanging on to the top spot on the bottom line, and now it's Justin Gahn on his outside. Casey Duncan there on the 2nd position there. Well, on the 2nd position of the outside line. Once again, Tommy Ryan getting caught out. The side draft is not going to help you enough. You can see him dropping off already. Ooh, Caden Henry Oaks moves up. Opening the door for Ryan Brancho. Nope, he slots back in there. Jeff Ryan, ooh. Let's bring that back here real quick, folks. Look at the front end there. Caden Henry Oaks gets turned around by Branshaw, and behind there, the number 1 of Avery Wilson gets turned around in a separate incident, and I can't really see who that car is, but these are 2 separate incidents. Look up at the front. Branshaw touches the 19, and behind there, actually Avery is touched before the other one. These are 2 separate incidents. And it doesn't look like we're going yellow. We're actually on the final lap here. Justin Gahn is in the lead with Tommy Ryan right behind him. Tommy going below the yellow line. And he didn't make it. It is gone before Ryan, and then Guy Schneider on the high side was in third, it looked like. Let's bring that finish back real quickly for you. There they come. Yep, Tommy Ryan goes below the yellow line to try something. He noses ahead of that 27 car. Let's see if we can bring that back there and catch that moment for you. There they come. Tommy Ryan going underneath there. And there they pass the line 1, 2, and 3. The 30, the 6, and the 27. The 77 is actually in. Is he in the 4th position? I'm not really sure. No, I don't think so. He was actually a back marker. There you have it. Your winner is Tommy Ryan. And the 77 was in that group, but he was in 16th position at the tail end of the lead group. Well, it was a tough night for the leader there, the 29. Was that the 29? No, the 19. I'm sorry, Caden Henry Oakes. He finishes in 12th position actually, so that's not bad. Celebrations going on, folks. Justin Gahn, your winner, and that was Miraz there standing nose to tail to him. Let's go and see if somebody wants to talk to us. Guy, this is Mark in the booth. That was a pretty close finish for 2nd position there, Guy. It looks like Tommy Ryan just inched it ahead of you. Talk us through that finish there.
Oh, yeah, it was really wild. It was fun. I got lucky. I made that move to the middle, and then a couple guys got sent down in the grass. And these are just a real crapshoot, so I'm just happy to get third.
Yeah, it's you got a major buzz behind your system there, sir. But it looked like you had a pretty good position throughout the race. You've been fighting for the lead quite a bit. It looked to me like you were pretty strong from the get-go.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like this package where I don't know, everything's just way too twitchy, I feel like, and I don't know, I'm not comfortable at any point, but I got lucky.
You don't sound like you're having a lot of fun here at Daytona, Guy.
No, I don't know. I practiced all week, and I just cannot feel comfortable. I don't like it.
And what is it that makes you uncomfortable? Is it the fact that you're moving around a lot, that the car won't stay in a line, or is it loose, or is it tight, or what is it?
Well, I was getting tight on entry there too, which made it even worse. But it's like you got a fraction of a turn into the wheel down the straightaway, and if you don't hold it exactly right, or if you get a little bit off and somebody touches you, it's like, I don't know. It's just I just never feel like the truck is in the track, and I don't know. It's I don't know. It's like it doesn't want to go down a straightaway straight.
Okay, I got you there, man. I mean, I'm trying to get more details from you, but I kind of understand. I mean, I race myself too, and there are tracks where you just don't feel it. You just don't get it. It just doesn't work and feel right. And it doesn't mean that you're slow, and it doesn't mean that it's not working at all. But it just doesn't come together for some reason. I get it, and I will say the straightaway here at Daytona, obviously that kink in there. Yeah, I can understand that the input of the steering wheel is so little that anything you go overboard is a major movement at these kind of speeds. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
Yeah, pretty much. And like, and you can't make it that your steering is so um, sloppy, because then you get to the corner and then you're having to put like way too much wheel into it. So you're always like, you got to turn for the turn, so you need the car to react, but also you don't want it to react down the straightaway, or if somebody gives you a bump when you're just a little off, you're gonna wreck down the front stretch like I did.
I hear you, man. I hear you. Yeah, yeah. If you change that steering ratio too much, then the turns will become a problem for you. I totally get it. All right. Well, still, guy. I mean, you may not have been comfortable. It didn't look that way at all. It looked to me like you had a solid performance there, fighting for position pretty much the entire race there. So you made it look pretty good, and it kind of proves that it may look easy from the outside, but it really isn't.
Yeah, I appreciate it. I mean, I definitely try, and it just makes me upset when you make a little bit of a mistake. I guess I took a long break from iRacing, and I remember back where tandem, you could push somebody all the way around the track and it was no problem, and now these are just a little more on edge.
Okay, I see. All right, Guy. Well, again, man, I think it was a great race for you from our end, and you bring home a third position. That's a pretty good finish in a big field like this, on a big track like this, where all sorts of stuff happens. We saw that right before the finish, where Caden Henry or Henry Oaks in that 19 loses out, and right behind him Avery Wilson loses out, and that's just part of what this track is all about. So I think you still should have plenty to be happy about here tonight, bringing it home in third.
Yeah, I don't want to sound ungrateful, because it was a really good night. I even got stage points, and probably about an hour from now, I'll be smiling ear to ear, because to come out of here with a third is big, and a lot of good drivers.
Oh, okay. All right, Guy. Again, man, a pretty good night for you. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw into the world?
Yeah, I got to thank all my teammates at Pie Eyed Racing. I got to thank Scott Wise for putting this on, and of course you for doing the broadcast. Can't wait to go back and watch me look better than I feel.
I like the way you put that. All right, Guy. Thanks very much, man. All right, Tommy Ryan, you inched yourself ahead of Guy Snyder there at the finish. You went underneath that yellow line. Was that voluntary or involuntary? Because it's sometimes hard to tell.
It was voluntary. I was just making sure I did get him to the line because he was getting some help there on the outside, and got him by a few inches. It looked like so. Pretty decent finish. I really was trying to get a win. Just chose the wrong lane. Got up in the third lane. I was hoping somebody would go with me. But of course, I got shuffled back and worked my way back up there, and then I got stuck on the bottom. And then those guys moved up, and I was like, "Now's my chance." And then it just didn't work out. But happy with a good podium finish. So
I was going to say, yeah. I mean, it may not be the win, but it's pretty close, and it looked indeed like at some point, right, a couple of laps before the finish, it looked like Rittenberg kind of forced you to go three wide on that top there, and that cost you. It looked to me like you dropped back to sixth or seventh or so before you could slot back in and find some help again. Was that what happened there? Was he kind of moving up and forcing you up there?
yeah, a little both. I mean, those I think they were really starting to check up in front of me, and I thought I may have had a good enough run, and maybe it was somebody would pop out and go with me. Um, but yeah, I was just along for the ride at that point and just trying to maintain. I popped out there again because they checked up real hard, and luckily I found a hole. I chopped somebody's nose off. I'm not sure who that was, but I owe them one because they cut me some slack right there because they could have easily turned me. But I had to get back in line to have a chance, and um, it's just plate racing. It's your finish is dependent on everyone else holding their line, and a lot of people didn't finish because of that. So to come out of there with a second, I'm pretty happy. I think I got me some stage points in the first one. I think I'm not even sure, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's basically a shuffleboard, a super speedway like this. I mean, if you look at scoring system here that it keeps track for me how many spots people gain compared to the finish, and on a it's always on a track like this you see these numbers being high. I mean, the starting positions really don't seem to mean all that much on a track like this. It's basically a shuffleboard throughout the race, and some people get lucky and some people don't.
Oh yeah, I just wanted to, I wanted the pole, and then I wanted to lead a lap. After that, stage points or whatever. I just want to protect my truck and then kind of be there at the end, which was there. Um, I just had to just race smart. I was really wanting to push my brother to a win. He's going to have to win to make it in the chase because he's had such bad luck and just poor decisions at times. And I definitely made them myself. When to pit, when not to pit, and you suffer the consequences for it. But it's just you just got to go.
I hear you. Yeah, yeah. You guys worked together there for quite some time, actually. Your brother right behind you, pushing you, and then at some point, I believe it was the other way around. So, are you guys running the same team, actually?
Oh yeah, yeah. Me and Jeff and Dwight Beverly
Oh,
were unacceptable racing,
all
and
right, cool.
Randy Yoakum. Um, so he couldn't make it tonight, but hopefully he'll show up. Well, I think he's gone for the whole weekend actually, so I don't even know if he'll be around Sunday. I think we're at Atlanta this week.
Yep, Atlanta this Sunday. Absolutely. All right, Tommy. Well, thank you, man. Once again, congratulations. Any shout outs you want to do there before I let you go?
Obviously, the series sponsored with Misfit, Coastal Safety Auditors, Northern Tool and Equipment, Patriot Fire, and Scott and Lauren for putting this on. They, they get a lot of heat sometimes, and it takes a lot of patience to run something like this. So um, they're they're dealing with it. I'll say that. So I'll hope talk to you guys on Sunday.
All right, thanks very much, Tommy. Justin, number one tonight, man. It looked like you had a pretty strong performance most of the night. It's been a little bit shuffling around. You came from quite a ways back, I believe. You started somewhere in just outside the top 20, if I remember correctly. So quite some progress there.
Oh yeah, man. I just can't figure qualifying out on this track, but I tend to do pretty well and get to the front. It's just, man, your nerves really get to you. You're racing so close to these guys, and everyone's so good. I'm just thankful I was able to put it into the winner's circle tonight.
Now it looked like you were racing the 19 there for quite a bit there in that final part of the race, Caden Henry Oaks, and all of a sudden he was gone. Did you catch what happened there?
No, not quite. I think the 16 and the 19 got into each other a little bit, and that definitely helped me out. And I I was behind Tommy earlier that last run there, and I started to overheat, so I had to back off a little bit, and we fell back. Uh, and he slipped up a little bit, and we ended up getting three wide, and it gave me time to cool my truck down so I can get back in the race there. So just a lot of I had a lot of luck there. I had Casey Duncan, with a lot of help from him. So man, things just fell into place for me really good.
Now, when your truck starts overheating, is that how many laps behind another car do you do before that starts to happen?
I don't really know. I'm thinking I would have to say at least six, maybe. Well, I mean, it depends how close you're on him, but I was pushing pretty hard because I was trying to get to the front, so I was trying to stay right on his bumper there, and I think about six laps into that run, I started to really feel the heat on the motor.
I see. Okay, so basically you're forced to go out of that line there and get some air on that radiator.
Yeah, I wasn't. I was a little worried when that happened, and like I said, once he slipped up and got into that third lane, I was able to shoot the middle with who was it? The 26 maybe.
Yeah, Rittenberg.
And then once he slipped up, I knew I was golden at that point.
All right. Well, again,
You can
man,
you can.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say that outside lane, you can get a really good run, and I was almost positive we could take the inside line if I got that middle there.
Now, it looks to me throughout the race that the higher line works really well when you're coming off turn two onto the backstretch. You can pull ahead, but it kind of looked to me like once you guys would get into turn three, the bottom line would catch right back up. Is that the different radius of those turns, or what makes that happen?
Yeah, I think the outside just can keep that momentum going, whereas the inside, you got a bunch of different factors where if a car ahead of them accidentally touches the apron, you might lose a little bit of time there. But yeah, that outside line really gets good runs on the back stretch and the front stretch. So it's almost if you got help, that helps out a lot. But yeah, it's all it's some skill and it's some luck, at these super speedways.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, we were just talking to Tommy about that. I mean, if you look through the scoring system here, tells me how many spots somebody is up from the start and down, and there are large numbers on a track like this. I mean, Tommy is an exception there, starting on the pole and finishing second, and Guy Schneider starting second and finishing third. But if you look at the other drivers, it's all plus 30, plus 25, plus 10, minus 10. You know what I mean? So it looks to me like the starting positions on a track like these is really not all that relevant. It's a bit of a shuffleboard there, and even in the beginning when we had some green flag pit stop, it looks like that just kind of shook up everything.
Pit stops, that's a big deal there. Uh, we do pretty well at 4X, working together as a team, and I think that really puts us in good spots at these super speedways. So I got to thank everyone over there at 4X and 2X.
Absolutely, I got you, man. All right, Justin. Well, once again, man, congratulations. A great night for you. Any love yous and thank yous you want to throw out in the world?
Let's say thank you to my sponsor Google. They get me all the answers I need when I have them. And I got to thank everyone there over there at 4X and 2X, and thank Scott and Lauren for putting this league on. It's a great league. Have a blast.
A-
And thank you, up sir.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree with you more. I think Scott and Lauren are doing a fantastic job trying everybody to keep everything in check. Obviously, you're going to take some heat in that position, but that's that they. I think they handle it really well. Absolutely. All right, Justin. Thanks very much, man. Go celebrate. All right, folks, there you heard from the top three finishers there, Guy Snyder, Tommy Ryan. That was really, really close. As you can see there on the right column, that was just over 300th of a second difference there. That's barely the length of the right, left front panel on the car. So that was a very close finish for these guys. Justin Gahn comes out on top, and again, I think we saw a very nice race here tonight. Some very good fighting and battling going on in the lead group. The lead group was always something like 15 to 20 cars with a lot of working together there going on. And yes, we've had our mishaps, but that. I mean, it's also a little bit the nature of the track. Like I said in the beginning, you can't make sideways movements, and you heard Guy explain that it's not that easy to keep that car in the right line when your steering input on the main straightaway in that trioval has to be so minimal that if you hit a bump and you make a little mistake, then you could be offline in an instant there. So I mean, it looks easy, and we've talked about this with Guy. It looks easy from the outside, and it definitely is not. There were a few incidents where I thought, if you're straight behind somebody else and you run into the back of him, then I think you should learn the idea that your right foot can come up just a little bit, and we've seen one incident like that. But all in all, I believe it was a very, very good race. A lot of good driving going on, double wide helping each other. So hats off to all these guys, and also hats off to Scott and Lauren Wise for bringing this all together with actually a second league on the Sunday nights that we're going to go and see this Sunday at Atlanta, the Xfinity cars. It's a lot of fun to be a part of this. Absolutely. I want to acknowledge once again Misfit Media for the sponsorship of the league, Wise Choice Contracting for their sponsorship, and Wise Guy iRacing Graphics for their sponsorship. All our other sponsors, DXP for the Frontman Award, SFI for the Lucky Dog, the Superior Templating for the Cautions, the R&R Charger for R&R Enterprises, I'm sorry, for the Hard Charger Award, and Cop Blue for the Pole Award, which was Tommy Rhines this time. So thank you very much all for your support in this series. We do appreciate it very much. Folks, this will be it for tonight. Next time, next Friday, we're going to go to Atlanta with the trucks. That's where we're going to be Sunday night with the Xfinity cars, Atlanta Motor Speedway. We hope to see you all there again soon. And until then, folks, stay healthy and take care of one another.